social media for my own sanity. When I say social media, I mean Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, and by the way, I'm not an Insta person. If anyone follows me on Insta, I've just used it for occasional sending messages. I'm not an Insta poster, and I'm not a TikTok poster. I'm not a paedophile. Unlike somebody I'm about to, well, I think he might be. Certainly wouldn't surprise me. Right, okay. Yeah, for the first few weeks I came back onto YouTube, was just doing my life vlog, not checking my analytics, just musing to the computer, and I thought it was doing me some good, just a little outlet. I wasn't watching back my videos. I thought, yeah, I've got the hang of this. And first week back in the village, it's still good. And social isolation has sort of kicked in a little bit. As Jimmy full well knows, it's pretty isolated for me up here. And if you get into that sort of social isolation, social media isn't your friend. I've learned that, which is why I'm taking this hiatus to plan my next strategic move, rather than be the clickbait, buy me a coffee fucking dickhead for YouTube Asylum making fucking videos about me, or any other fucking weirdos you're equated with. Hope you all end up in, I'm not going to say it. But here's the thing, Jimmy. Now, you triggered me yesterday. As I may have just said, it's a good job we're stoned on edibles, because I would have lost my temper otherwise. But being stoned on edibles helps me at least not lose my temper. So, Jim Bob note. When you enlisted my acro from me, I was in a particularly poor state. Now, I've had lucid spells and bad spells, and maybe now it's just a lucid spell. But I feel pretty committed to my whatever, recovery, or whatever you want to call it. And hang on a second, I'm making my last video for a few days. Now, when you talk about acro off me, if anyone's interested in my mental state when Jimmy was eliciting information from me, there's a video of me calling out fighting trolls by a guy called Royce. Look at that video. That's the guy Jimmy was manipulating information from, for my own sake, of course, for my own protection, because I needed to prove to Apollo that I wasn't a bacon. Right, that was my mental state at the time. Now, as Jimmy is aware, I had more lucid spells and then relapsed, so there was moments of clarity. And during this one particular moment of clarity, quite a long time ago now, when our relationship was very much a two-way thing, I thought, why did he do that? What's he? I got a bit worried, and I started to notice that a couple of these YouTube characters are ending up in court and blah blah. And I thought, right, okay. He's for some reason wanted that, and he was very, very eager. He even suggested following me around with a camera, all sort of weird shit. And he really did. He said, maybe I could follow you around with a camera. All sorts of weird shit he was coming out with. So, when I had that moment of clarity, now I don't share voice notes, Jimmy. Never have and never will. But I had to do something to cover my tracks, just in case this turns into a legal matter or something. So, for 3 months, I saved your and my messages on this memory card here. So it was 3 months worth of our conversations, and this was when we were in the prime of our relationship. So it shows that you were talking to me just as much as I was talking to you. I know you like to go on and go, oh, you sent me 16 messages, and try and make it look like I'm pestering you or something. I don't want anything to do with you ever again. Now, this isn't a blackmail threat. This was just me covering my tracks. Now, let's just suppose that this memory card gets lost. Let's Imagine, you know, I went out one day and I dropped it on the floor, and perhaps somebody like Sir Dodgy Dave got wind of it, because he's mentioned several times on this memory card. You had a bit of an obsession with him, didn't you? I'm sure. And I've got panic attacks. I've got your 3 a.m. fucking breakdowns. It's all on there, Jim Bob. So your little fucking effort patronising me on the wrong day didn't fucking work. So take your fucking behind the scenes 18-inch strap on and ram it up whoever else's fucking arse you're licking behind the scenes. You know, I don't want anything to do with you. I will promise I will never message you again. I will never tag you again. I want nothing to do with you. If you can't honour that agreement, I've also got an email. I've got an email off somebody who's actually told me. He's quite a well-known YouTuber, well, sort of, a little bit known in this community. He said, like, stay away from Jimmy, he's bad news. So I took that on board as well. And yeah, so I'd prefer, I don't want any problems. I want to live peaceably. But you don't seem to, you seem to want to be one of the boys or something, or have some kind of social standing in a fucking internet chat room as a 47-year-old man going trolling with Zara B. It's fucking pathetic, Jimmy. So, voice notes, memory cards do get lost, unfortunately. So, now, all that we need to do for this to stay civil is never contact each other. I'll never contact you again. And like for the last few months, you've not wanted anything to do with me really anyway, have you? So obviously stopped being useful to you or whatever. And your boys behind the scene who were, you know. So have a nice day, Jim Bob. And I'm glad that our relationship is now finally over. Is never contact each other. I'll never contact you again. And like for the last few months, you've not wanted anything to do with me really anyway. Internet chat room as a 47-year-old man going trolling with Zara B. It's fucking pathetic, Jimmy. So, voice notes, memory cards do get lost, unfortunately. So, now, all that we need to do for this to stay civil is never contact each other. I'll never contact you again. And like for the last few months, you've not wanted anything to do with me really anyway.